I think I found my favorite headlamp. So today we're going to be talking about this headlamp right here. This headlamp is the Claymore Heady Headlamp by Big Tent Outdoors. I was actually given this headlamp by the company to do a review on. I've tested it out for quite a while now on about 3 or 4 trips. I've been using it in my backyard. I've actually used it just on some night walks as well, just around the block. And I think it's worth doing a review on it for you guys. So let's get into it and talk about this headlamp. So the Claymore Heady headlamp is a 600 lumen headlamp with a 35 milliamp battery. That's pretty darn cool because that means this is going to last for a pretty long time. It's also got a variety of light modes. I believe there's 6 different light modes, and I'll go through each and every one for you. It's also got an IP54 dust and waterproof rating, which is great because my last headlamp, which is a Fox headlamp, which was a good headlamp in its own right for the price it was, it's finally gone out on me. So I actually got this at just the right time, but that lasted me for 2.5, 3 years, and one of the things right away was the battery life on that thing. And I'm going to show you a little something on here a little bit later on in the video that distinguishes the battery life, how you can tell when this is getting low. When you purchase the Heady headlamp, what does it all come with? Well, first off, you've got the light itself. You've got a head strap here. You've got a bag to carry it in. You've got a clip so you can clip that headlamp onto things, like say you want to clip it on the bill of your hat. And also a charging cable, as this headlamp here is USB rechargeable, so it does come with a cable to charge it up. So the headlamp can also work without the headband. I'm going to show you a few different things here. Coming right in there, you can actually use this in conjunction with a tripod. Let me grab my tripod here for you. Just one I've got here real quick. I can screw that right in. So now it's on a tripod. Maybe I want to use it in camp. I've got this set up at the table. One of the floodlight modes works great. I can light up the whole table if need be, if maybe I forgot my light that I used for that. Let me unscrew that. Another great option here is maybe I'm in my tent. It's got a little hook right there, so I can hook that up. Say at my tent at night I want to read a book or something, maybe look at some maps while I'm in my tent. This hangs right there. Perfect. And last but not least is that clip. That clip just pops right on. Let's put it on. It's clipped in place. Now I can clip it on the stuff if I need to. Really nice, versatile headlamp. So with the headlamp, there's going to be 2 buttons on top. The first one's going to be the on-off button, which is also your brightness control. The other one is going to be your mode adjustment button. So let's go through this quick, and I'll go through some of the modes for you. So as I turn it on, I'm actually on the first mode, which is a focus light at 25 degrees, which is a long distance wide. And if I go to the next one here, it's moved to the other side now. As you can see, that is the focus light at 8 degrees, which is a long distance narrow. If I click it a third time, both lights light up, which is the turbo light, which is narrow and wide together. And here's something really cool. It's got 3 more modes for you, and they are floodlights. So as I click it along, the first one is a floodlight, a warm floodlight. Next one is going to be the bright floodlight. And the next one is going to be the floodlight cool, which I like quite a bit. These floodlights are great for around, say you're at in your camp, you want to go over some food at the table, you can light it up. Really nice. So one other thing here is the brightness control. So I'm on this right now on this floodlight, and I just hold this down for the brightness control, which is also the on-off button. I hold that on. It gets as bright as it can and then blinks. That way I know it's as bright as it can be. I'm going to bring it back down a little now. Boom. Now it's back down to low. Let's bring it to one of the other modes. Let's go to that turbo mode quick. Let me bring this up. Yeah, I'll light it back here. There you go. And that's as bright as that turbo mode is. Let's bring it back down again. And Down it goes. Blinks to let me know, hey, it's down low. I'll go through those modes for you behind me here. That's that warm light. There's a bright one. There is a cool. Probably isn't showing up too well because I've also got a light in front of me here, so maybe I'll brighten these up for you quite a bit. Let's go back to the floodlights. There's the warm. It's really nice. Here's the bright. And here is the cool. I'm loving these floodlights here. They're great. Like some nights I'm just taking the dog out in the backyard and I can put that on. It lights up my whole yard. It's pretty nice. And she likes to play frisbee, so I'm out there playing frisbee with her and it works great. So there's a few other things you can do here. There's a lock. There's SOS Flash, which I was doing before. Let me bring that down for you. Let's just put it on one of the lights here. I'll bring it up a little bit halfway so you can see the lights back there shining. Let me hold the mode adjustment button. Just hold it down real quick. It's going to blink. Now I've got a SOS, so if I need the SOS out there, you can see. Hopefully that doesn't blind you guys too much, but you can see it blinking. Got my SOS going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1. Some longer ones. Stops, then fast again. Then slow. 1, 2, 3. I really like the way this SOS is on here. It's not like my old light, which the Foxelli just had a constant boom, 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 boom. Another cool feature, if I just don't want to have that stepless dimming, I can do it down through like 5 steps. All I do is hold the dimming button down, which is also the on off. As I hold it down, I hit the mode button. It'll change through everything for me. Hopefully you guys can see it's getting brighter and now dimmer again. That's a really nice feature, so I don't have to worry about if I want to bring it down and have more control over it, I can. The headlamp also has a lock button, so once it's off, I just hold that down for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. It just blinked a couple times. Now I know it's a lock button. I can't accidentally turn that on anywhere. If I hold that down again to unlock it, the on-off button again for 5 seconds. Now it's back on. Now I can mess with it, turn it on and off. Once again, see as I click it on and off. Let's hold that for 5 seconds again so you can see. Right there. Now I hit the on and off button. It's not going to go off in my pack somehow. So let's turn that back on. The lock is off. Light's back on. So how long is this headlamp going to last? I'm looking at the spec sheets here, so bear with me. I don't got it memorized, but if I've got this on and it's on the minimum, which is 35 lumens, I can get this out for 70 hours constant with this light on, how it is right now. Now if I go to turbo, say I've got the turbo on, let's go on the turbo. I've got the turbo on. I've got a minimum of 40 hours. That's got 35 lumens pumping out right now. If I bring that back up to the full force, which I have on right now, that light itself is going to run for 4 hours at 600 lumens. That's pretty darn good for a headlamp. If you need that full on 600 lumens as you're hiking the trails at night, you get 4 hours out of that. So let's put it back down. Let's get it down quite a bit here. Let's go to turn it off. And I'm going to show you something else here. I've got right up here, it's hard to see, but when I first turn it on, let's go to that light. There's red lights right here, and that's a battery meter. So see if I can get this for you. You're going to see it right here as I turn it on. Watch. See those red lights? That's my battery meter. I've got a full battery right now. I can't tell you how many times on my old headlamp it just went out on me when the battery's dead. Here I've got 3 different meters here, so I can tell when it's getting low. That's great to know, especially when I'm hiking at night and maybe I've got another mile or two and I say, okay, I've got 2 bars. That's going to last me for a while on low. The other one, I didn't know how long it's going to be because I didn't really have a battery meter to check that. That's an awesome feature with this headlamp. Is the Claymore Heady Plus headlamp right for you? I don't know. For me, this headlamp's right for me. I'm going to be using it on all my trips throughout the rest of 2019 and into 2020. And hopefully you do too on some of your trips. If you got any questions on the headlamp, leave them in the comments below. Check out the specs. There's links below on where you can purchase it at as well. Also, check out Big Tent Outdoors, their Instagram page. I'll put a link to them as well. Check it out. They got a lot of cool info on there, a lot of good pictures, and they've got a lot of other products. So check them out. See if there's maybe some other products you might be interested in. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you got any comments or any concerns you have on the headlamp, leave them below. I'll get back to them. Until the next one, thanks for having me.